go! Hello and welcome here on our YouTube channel. Normally we are doing German videos here on our channel, but today we are doing again an English video for you guys. It's the 7th of January, so the year just has started. We are looking forward to a great year 2025. I'm looking forward to a lot of English videos for you guys. And today we're doing a video for you. We are showing you guys the production of the 6075, how this pump is made here in Germany. About 1 year ago, we did a video, what is the perfect flow pump for your tank in German. And this video really was the first video I did for this YouTube channel actually. And in this video, Tobias behind the camera, he asked me, what was the first flow pump in your tank, Felix? And I responded to him, I'm sorry, honestly, I didn't know that you don't know it, but I haven't had a tank in my life yet. And he was like, what? Felix Tunze doesn't have his own reef aquarium yet? Okay, we do it on the YouTube channel in the next weeks. And we did. And this so much changed my life, and I'm very, very happy to be here on this table again and now present you the 6075, our newest pump. Why does this pump exist? We had very great success with the 6105. We call it probably the most efficient flow pump in the world. We wanted to bring this efficiency and this low noise level to this pump. Actually, right where we are now, we typically test our pumps and we test the noise level, to build quiet pumps for your living rooms, for your sleeping rooms. And unfortunately, in the former times, we had a lot to do with separating the good and the bad parts. And now, since we shifted to this propeller and to this technology, we almost always have great pumps. It's much easier to manufacture great quality than to separate products to have great quality. It's a milestone for us to produce quiet pumps for you. And now I'm gonna show you how this thing is made and of which part it's made. So typically it comes with a magnet holder, our new controller for our US customers. This is a new product for the rest of the world. We already started in 2024. We are gaining experience in this product. You know, software means a lot today, and in this product there's a lot of software, a lot of development, and I'm very proud. We also manufacture it here. This is now detachable. It's very nice that you can now disconnect the pump from your controller. We use our great cable here as always. You know the trick how to open a Tunze pump? Like when you want to open an egg, you just tip it on the table and then you have the two parts separate. By the way, a little side note, when you look very close to these both parts, you see that the surface here is much rougher because this part here is actually 3D printed. Why have we 3D printed it? We wanted to be quick, and this 3D printing industry is so huge and so performant now that you don't have to build molds actually, and especially for these parts we would have to build several molds, and this would have made this part super expensive. It's better to us to manufacture this part from 3D printing technology. A lot of customers were telling us, oh, this pump is beautiful. And why? I think it's because of the shape of the outlet actually. It's because of this huge propeller and the structure here. And where does it come from? Imagine if we would connect a straight line here. The gaps between here, they would be way too large, and here they would be tiny. To solve this problem and have gaps of similar sizes here, we were looking for a solution, and we found out that car rims typically have this structure. And so we copied typical car rims. My colleague Daniel did it very well, and it looks nice, and it solved this little problem. I love this propeller. This propeller here is really the secret why this pump is so efficient and so low noise. The secret is, instead of having a tiny propeller that spins very fast and is creating audible vibrations and noise levels, we have this huge propeller. And this huge propeller not only gives you the low noise level, but also the very high efficiency levels this pump is reaching. And also for you in your aquarium, you're getting a flow that is, you know, a soft flow, but you're moving tons of water, a lot of water. Boom! Now we are in our machine shop. Here we manufacture all the plastic parts. Okay, there are some plastic parts that we buy from other sources, for example screws. When companies are totally focused on producing standard parts, then we simply buy them. Otherwise it's totally stupid. But all the custom parts that we use in our products are manufactured here. We have this holy wall here of our molds, hundreds, thousands, if not millions, it's around 2 million of euro in these molds here, 200 units around. We manufacture all the parts you love with these molds. In total around 1 million parts per year. Imagine for some smaller parts that can be produced in seconds, it's easy, but for these parts here that you have to handle with your hands, it's critical, and you know, 1 million parts of these is a lot of work. The million number is in total. Okay, and what we intentionally wanted to show you is the production of the 6075, and also here, for example, the motor, you can see it here, is running right now. The mold was originally made in 2006, and since then we are producing the Nanostream with this part. Here in this grey tent, you know, look at this nice view of the mountains of Bavaria. In this tent we store our plastics, we dry it, and then under high heat and pressure we push it into these molds, and here we get the parts you love and another happy customer. Why do we do it ourselves? The main reason is, if you buy these parts from a supplier, they want to earn money. They have to live from something. So they try to be fast, because if you're faster in this business, you get more money. In this case here, we manufacture our own parts because we know some patience, some time is important for a good quality. Believe me, every mold, every part has its own flaws and problems, and you learn with the mold. When you install it after a certain period, you know, okay, I have to take care of this and this and this and this and this to have the perfect part. And this experience is critical. It's very important to have it here in-house, and that's why most of our plastic parts are made here, especially also them for the 6075. And now we are here in our potting room. The potting room is very important because it's climate controlled, so humidity and temperature are very, very strict. It's important for the potting process because it's changing the viscosity of the materials, and also here for the coal winding process because the copper is also bending differently in different temperatures. So here we keep the conditions very, very strict at a certain point, so this process is always running very smoothly. The machine is from Switzerland and is winding 4 coils at once, so every process we can manufacture 2 more 6075s. The copper wire here is rather thick. Here we are running with 12 volts, so we need this very thick wire. For example, in the similar process we are also manufacturing the AC pumps, and for them we have much, much thinner wires, many thousands of turns on a coil, and you know that then the copper has the size of a hair. Also very interesting, not very interesting, but it is a fact. This plastic part here is also manufactured in our mold injection machine shop. It's a very special plastic that is super, super hard. You see, this is so thin here. We want to make it as thin as possible so we get as much copper as possible on the pump, because this makes the pump as efficient as possible. One of the most important steps for manufacturing the 6075 is, of course, its legendary motor. And here we have it. Why legendary? Because this is the same motor we used in the 6055 and 6095. So we have a long tradition, a lot of experience, and as you see, this thing is a lot of handwork, a lot of tiny steps that you have to do by hand. A lot of pumps now only have coils inside, and all the motor technology, the motor drive and everything else is inside the controller. But on our pumps, at least here on the 6075, we still have the motor electronics inside the pump. So the pump itself works also without a controller. You can see here 3 wires. Maybe you know the flag where the colors came from. Is it it's really an Easter egg that we integrated. At the same time we have a plus, a minus and a signal wire. And the signal wire simply understands an analog input signal. So in theory, you could also use this pump for other purposes or plug it into other controllers. You know, a lot of competing pumps can't do. You see a lot of copper wire. The electronics, they are not assembled here in-house, but they are coming from a supplier that is only 11 kilometers far from here and really knows how to do his job. So after everything is soldered, this motor technology that we use here is still using a Hall effect sensor. This makes it possible that the pump can rapidly spin up and spin down, can be very accurate and very fast. For applications, for example, for creating waves, this is very useful, but this Hall effect sensor has to be adjusted properly. So it's important, if you put it on the wrong position, really the pump is way more inefficient and also louder. So this is a step where you need a lot of experience. We adapt the Hall effect sensor to the very perfect position, and then we can put everything inside the housing. Let's see here. Yes, the housing you already know from the video, from the sequence of the mode injection machine shop. We put in this piece to make sure that the motor is always down on the bottom when we pot it. And that's it. The pump is ready for the potting process and being waterproof. Now we look at a part that is typically underestimated, but there are not many manufacturers that manufacture these magnets. A lot of them are, you know, made in Asia. We source the magnets from China, but everything else, the iron, the plastic parts and the potting is made here. And you can imagine it looks something like this. We typically have the magnets in this shape, the raw magnets. We typically bring the magnets together on an iron core. When you carefully look, you see that the iron is not coated by zinc or any, you know, terrible elements that you want in water. Also, the magnets are not covered with any harmful material. So in case the potting is breaking, you don't have to fear that minerals, that elements that can harm your tank are leaking, okay? It looks something like this when the magnets are prepared. Then we pot them, and after the potting process they look like that. They still look liquid, but it's only a high gloss surface. And also the surface is important because now when we assemble them, we carefully look at every magnet and make sure that there are no bubbles, no damage, because often customers are asking us, this is the outside magnet, can I put it underwater? Yes, you can, because we manufacture it with the same care we do for all our magnets. Now we see the potting process. This person, he has to be very, very skilled. So much things can go wrong in this process. Imagine the mixing ratio is wrong and the potting material, the PU resin, is not getting hard. So here you really have to be focused on the process and know what you are doing. We are potting the pumps in several layers, so we make sure that there are no bubbles inside. This is a special PU resin that is very, very heat conductive, so it's transporting the heat from the components to the surrounding water very efficiently. The electronics keep cool. This is very important for a long lifespan of the pump, okay? You can imagine when we solder the coils together, the PCB together, and we test the motor before we pot it. And also when we assemble the controller, we test everything after it's assembled. But at the very end, we do it all again, because we want the product to run perfectly when you unbox it. So here we test the most important motor parameters. We test the energy consumption, so we are sure that it really fits the values that we print on the box. And we also test the rotation speed of the propeller, because it could be that the pump of some reason is super weak and super inefficient, for example. We want to make sure that every pump is perfect when it arrives at your home.
So guys, this is not the end of the video that you might have expected, but we're a company of surprises and dreams. I have 5 golden tickets here and I will place them in the next 560-75 that we are manufacturing. So for the next batch you have a chance of 1% that you are going to win one of these tickets. And one of these tickets is your ticket to a wonderful day with me. You will be invited to come here to my factory, to my home in the southern area of Bavaria, and you will stay here one day. I will show you around my factory. I will answer all your questions. We will have a great day together. We will have a nice dinner at the evening. probably also lunch. And at the end you will get a nice surprise, and of course we will pay for everything. It's definitely something you might not forget in your lifetime. Everything will be on this YouTube channel. How can you win one of these tickets? Just buy one of these great pumps we have just shown you in the video. We will put down a link in the description of this video, or you just go to your local retailer. All the authorized dealers in Europe have access to one of these gold nuggets. I'm very, very thankful that you support us, that you watch our videos. So thank you for watching, and see you.
Bro.
Bro.